few years back when I graduated from fashion school and I wanted to start my own brand, I realized that I couldn't find any female Master Gs. Hi Diya, it's great to meet you.
Same here. My God, you've got like beautiful energy. What is Master G?
Actually, I'm going to throw that question right back at you. So when you hear the word Master G, what comes to your mind?
A teacher.
And more related to your industry and clothes and things like that.
Of course, the Master G is the tailor.
Exactly, right?
The dress
and the visual, what's the visual that comes to your mind?
A man.
Right?
Yeah.
And also like a measuring
around his neck, his chashma.
Yeah, basically.
And he has behind his ear.
Exactly, you got it right. And that's exactly what, that's the role of the Master G. He has authority, he cuts fabric, he cuts the patterns. He's the boss in any garment factory. And a few years back when I graduated from fashion school and I wanted to start my own brand, I realized that I couldn't find any female Master Gs. And that's when it hit me that, there's this entire industry and for decades and decades, there has been this stereotype, this discrimination that's kept women on the margins of social fabric. And we haven't seen any female Master Gs in India before. And that's what inspired me to start my social enterprise, which I named Master G, which is a play on the word. And, the way you and your industry and so many people use clothes to bring out characters, it's such an important part of how we tell stories. And that's such a big part of your work as well. I was just wondering if, it's so sometimes we just accept things for what they are. We never question them. And I was wondering if it ever, crosses your mind when you're doing fittings or like when you're trying on clothes, going to designers and stuff like that, do we ever question patterns that have been going on for generations?
All the time, Gayatri. I think patriarchy is it just exists and it's just so deeply intertwined with absolutely everything that we do. It's very interesting that there were no female Master Gs. When I started working in the Hindi film industry, on a good day, we would have not more than 3 or maybe 2 women on a film set with a crew of 150 to 180 people.
Wow.
So most jobs were jobs that men would do, but that's changed dramatically in the last 20 years. We have more female DOPs now, directors of photography. We have more female editors, directors, writers, hairdressers, makeup artists. So this is actually, this gender imbalance in this profession. It was also very visible in the makeup and hair department. So men were not allowed to do hair. Only women were allowed to do hair.
Wow, the other way around.
And yes, women were not allowed to do makeup. And it took for some women who learned how to do makeup professionally to fight. This case actually went to Supreme Court.
Wow.
Because the association, the Hair and Makeup Association in our industry they didn't give you a membership card if you
that's systemic.
Be a makeup artist. Yeah. So thankfully, there was a judgment that ruled in the favor of women. And so today we have many females, women doing makeup and many men doing hair, which is wonderful.
That's incredible. I think we stand on the shoulders of people that have fought these battles in the past.
Absolutely.
And, I feel like
it started with people who've observed that this is absurd.
Yeah, right. Once you see it, you can't unsee it because you look at a problem and you think, oh my God, I never noticed this before. And then suddenly it becomes ridiculous. But someone has to see it for the first time. Someone has to see that pattern and recognize that this system is broken. We need to challenge it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just been such a pleasure discovering what you do. I'm so excited.
Thanks so much. I'd love to share more. I know we have a short time right now, but I'd love to share more about what we do and find ways to amplify our voice. I know this is a great platform and I know that you have other platforms where we could amplify the story because there are so many women in rural parts of the country that need access to our training modules and they don't have access yet, and I would love to find ways.
Before we go away and before we wrap this up, I'd really like to understand how your model works. What do you do with where do the women come from and how do you empower them?
So we're based out of Delhi and I have a team here that designs curriculum and we teach pattern making, which is the main skill that Master Gs have. This is the Khandani Darzi system. So orally, this tradition is passed on.
called the khaka, right?
Yeah, the khakas, the frames, the patterns, these are all made by Khandani Darzis, and the knowledge is passed down orally from father to son to younger brother. The women and the sisters, they get excluded from every generation, so the skill never actually comes into the women of the family members. So what we do is we bring these traditional masterjis into a classroom. We design courses that are a marriage between the traditional hand skill and the professional skill, which is what I learned at Parsons when I was working in New York and studying in New York. I used to work for Armani. And it's a marriage between the professionalized skill and the hands-on skill, so that the girls that we teach get that Khandani oral tradition knowledge, but in a very safe environment and in a very organized format. Then what we do is we partner with NGOs and with corporates so that we can provide these training programs at an affordable cost for these women. So the women only pay 200, 300 rupees a month. The actual cost is covered by corporates. So we raise funds from corporates and then we subsidize the education, and our distribution channel is existing NGOs. So we partner with them on the ground to relay these course modules. And what happens after is that a lot of sustainability focused designers, they come on board and they manufacture with us, and all their clothes are made by all women factories that we have set up, and all women masterjis.
Wow. My heart is dancing with joy. This is so fantastic. I'm so happy that I got to meet you. I hope I get to meet you in person someday and see all your female masterjis.
I would love to take you, and I think when you really see it in person, it changes your perspective forever.
Yeah.
I myself did not trust female masterjis, and it was a bias I had myself. The girls themselves had this bias. They didn't have role models that were masterjis, so they themselves didn't believe that they could do it. So whenever you're in Delhi, I'd love to take you out there, and maybe that perspective will change forever for you as well.
I can't wait to meet them, and this is really a simple token that I'm going to send you.
Thanks so much.
Maybe you can put a plant in it and leave it somewhere on your
Or
desk.
I'll take you to office and we can all have coffee and stuff. So nice to meet you, sir.
Such a pleasure, and you're amazing.
Thank you, Dia. Take care and be safe.
Thank you, you too.